Okay, excellent. We're recording. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight on our Monday night team call. What day is it today? It's Monday, June 22nd. I should have known that. My son's birthday is tomorrow. All right. Thank you for being with us this evening. Melissa's on vacation, so we're letting her be and enjoying herself. And we've got two special team members sharing with us tonight. So really excited about that. Both Buffy and Jen Bernstein are going to be taking the stage this evening and sharing with us two topics that are both really important for your business and in getting, whether you're just getting yourself started, you're in the middle of your journey, or you've been doing this for a while. It's always a good time to kind of revisit these skills and take inventory of where you're at and where you want to go. So Buffy's going to be kicking it off for us first and talking about the DMO, which is daily method of operation. And then Jen's going to share with us about some organization, how to stay organized in your business and things that both work for these two ladies. So I'm going to spotlight each of you when you're speaking, just so we have a better view. So Buffy, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and unmute yourself, and the stage is yours, Buffy. Thanks.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you, Danielle. It's a pleasure to be on, actually, with my video on. So talk about organization. I had to take some steps in that area to be able to be with you live, right? I'm always here live, but it's a matter of me throwing dinner on the table and making sure all the humans are settled, right? So thanks for being on this call tonight. It is a pleasure. First and foremost, I just want to say it's fun to partner with Jen, and I'm excited to hear what she has to say about organization, because again, organization is an area that I really want to be excellent in. And so I'm excited to hear what she has to say. I'm just going to share with you, and I'm going to be very transparent. This is not something that I have mastered. So if you would just be willing to have an open mind and maybe come along with me, maybe this is something that will work for you as well. And the beauty about our business is that we get to do it any way we want to within the guidelines, right? But the key thing is that we want to be duplicatable. And so it's always great to start your new team members with just a starting point. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen and take you to the Freedom Revolution page. And it's saying that I cannot quite yet. So if
sorry about that, Buffy, because it worked earlier.
That's
all right.
So we'll try again.
We're going to try again, and let's try that. It should work now. And if not, I'll
working. Yep.
Okay, it's working. Okay.
And so clicking on, why are we not? There we go. All right. Thank you for your patience in that. What happened here? I'm going to minimize that. So here I've opened up the Freedom Revolution page. And as you see at the top, we've got, if you've not visited this page, it is a plethora of resources, but I'm going to take you all the way over to this A to Z. And I'm going to type in, under Find Documents, DMO, again, standing for Daily Method of Operation. And you'll see right here, it will pull up that planner. And here is your planner for the week. So you basically have Monday through Sunday. You have 2 new people that you want to reach out to. They can be new or from your memory jogger. First time or reconnect, share your story, a video, event. All of this is written here beautifully for you. Something we discovered today was that you actually cannot type into this worksheet document. However, if you are a Google Docs expert, this might be something to kind of morph into that. So basically what this is a guideline on how to touch on your business, whether you want it to be either 20 minutes a day, or if you want it to be an hour a day, depending on what your time slot will allow, what your goals are. And you know, the beauty about our business, again, you've probably heard this many times, that we just get to fit it into the life we're already living. So that's what I love about this. But here's a basic guideline. So each day, if you can connect with 2 new people, 2 follow-ups, asking them, is this a good time to talk? What did you like best about the info that you sent them? Does Juice Plus make sense to you? And are you ready to start? This one right here is one that I really want to get better at, because just simply saying those words, are you ready to start, is really going to be a great springboard to where you go next. And so I really like to ask that question. So that's what I'm going to be utilizing more of. It's just as simple as it sounds. Are you ready to start? Now we have 2 customers that we're going to follow up with. I, did that today in regards to, one was wanting to restart their family health study. So that was great. If you have team, this is an area that you would want to reach out to them, set up a 3-way call or Zoom with an NMD to welcome any new team members you may have. If you are not in the process, or if you're not in the stage of having team members yet, this would be that category where you're inviting to team. I don't know if this is for you or not, but I am super excited about this opportunity that I have come across, and make it authentic, make it original to who you are, but keep it simple and just reach out to 2 new people. And that's where you would plug this in right here if you don't have team. And then we have events, which you can still be doing events. They are obviously more virtual, but I think this is pretty self-explanatory. You have your 3-way call, your Zoom, your social media, check your Voxers, and your personal growth. So personal growth, this is great. If you don't have audible.com and you are a massive Amazon Prime user, you definitely want to check out audible.com, because a lot of times you will get your resources. Well, the first month you'll get your resource for free. Any books you download in that first month are yours forever. And then after that, it's $14.99. However, this is how I get a lot of my personal growth books in the cracks of time of just, driving to the grocery store. If I am going to take the dog for a walk, if I'm folding laundry even, I will listen to a couple of minutes of a book. And the one that I am reading right now is called Dare to Lead by Brene Brown. And that is a great, great book. Another one that if you haven't read, I have listened to it 5 times, I kid you not, is called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And that one is pretty universal in everything with our lives. So not just your business, but in every aspect, it's a great, great book to listen to if you haven't already. Scrolling down, you will have a page for notes. And so if I was to show you my page here, today would have been my notes that I had taken on a customer care call that I had followed up with today, and finding out more about the family and what's going on with the mom and all of that stuff. So really, really basic, very easy to find. Again, going back to the Freedom Revolution, password sensitive or case sensitive, all lowercase revolution, go to your A to Z, type in DMO, you get your DMO planner, and then you're good to go there. So I hope that helps. I'm going to stop my share. And basically, this is just a great way to be duplicatable, get your team on the right track of having, touching on your business every day, however long you want to do that, being consistent, and you have a way to keep track of it. So with that, I am excited to hear how I can take this DMO and be more organized with my customers and my blocks of time. So Jen, I'd love for you to take it away.
Unmute myself. Thank you, Danielle. And Buffy, thank you for that introduction. It's really special to be invited to share tonight. So thank you all for hopping on. So I'm going to start by saying that organization, just like Buffy and her DMO and wanting to strive to do better in that area, organization is something that maybe I am, maybe I do have certain ways of seeing things that are a little bit clearer, but it is an area that I'm always looking for ways to improve and get better at. And so I think one thing to share straight up is that I'm going to tell you some of the things that work for me. Try them. If they work for you, that's great. And I'm happy to have helped. And if you have questions, reach out to me afterwards. What works for one person may or may not work for others. It's always a journey. And it's really just kind of learning where, what really, you know, what you're, are you a visual person? Are you like, do you need to see things up front? Are you a digital person? So anyway, so kind of taking what Buffy just shared about the DMO and segueing into organization. So once you bring in a new customer, one thing I always do is I fill out an order form for every single customer that I get. Whether they come to me, whether they order directly through my website, whether they come as a lead through the company, I always take a minute to fill out an order form. And I always jot down at the top, you know, which way, oh, there's my screen, my camera. I always jot down at the top, like little notes from our conversation, just things that kind of like trigger my memory. I always write down, always put down the date of the order. If we talked about other things, I always talk about that as well. I always write that down as well. Things that I need to circle back on, always write that down. And I always fill out one of these, Juice Plus new customer questionnaire. And I try to get to know them. Why did they make the decision to take Juice Plus? What are their expectations? What would you like to see improve in your health? And then the best way to contact them, because that's what we do. We're in the relationship business, and there's no sense chasing somebody in a way that just doesn't work for them. It might work for you, but there's so many ways to connect with people these days. And so it's just good to know what works for people and for them to like kind of educate you on how to manage that relationship. So this form, it walks you through like what to do on day 1, what to do on day 10. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I'm happy to post it in the group. What to do on day 30, etc. And so I always, once I have the order and I fill out the form, I staple these two things together, and every customer gets this in my folder. Then I take the information and I always create a contact for my new customer in my phone. And I have them all coded the same way. So like when you go into your contacts, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone right now, but I always put either under last name or under the company, I always put down that they're a customer. So when I search, all my customers come up together. It's just an easy way of finding people. Let's say you just like blank, you just can't, you're just not spelling their name right or whatever it is. You can always search by, and again, it's whatever works for you. So I have it as JP customer. It's just super easy for me. I organize my team that way. That same way. I have it in as team. So I type in the word team and everybody comes up. And so it's just a really nice way to keep your phone organized and have your phone work for you. Another way I keep my phone organized is I use my notes. So you can go into your notes, you can create folders. I have a folder for JP events, JP posts, JP Q&A for recipes, like whenever you need to like send out a quick recipe, or if you're going to the grocery store. Buff, I've had that form for so long, I'd have to go search for it, but I can do it. I'll find it. All the information about the Shred 10, I have a folder for the Shred 10. So the guidelines, the intro video, the daily detox video, the Shred guide. If I'm talking to somebody about the Shred, I just go right there. Everything I need is there. I even have a folder for verbiage. So like, there's a trainer that a bunch of us follow. I have a lot of his verbiage in that folder that I can just quickly copy and paste it right into a text message or an email. I don't need to reinvent it every single time. I can tweak it based on the conversation, but the gist of it is going to be the same. My videos are all organized. Those are all my favorite videos. It's really weird doing this backwards. So if you want, if you want a video for somebody about the business, I might just go in and send the come join us video. But it's super, and I do have the Shred 10 video in there as well, in case I, for some reason, forgot that I have a Shred 10 folder. You can't have things too many times. But I do use my phone. I have a Wellness Plus folder. So all the documents for the Wellness Plus are in there as well. So that really, I find that is like super helpful for me as a way to stay organized. I also have all my Just Plus stuff on one screen. So that doesn't, you can't really see that. Sorry, the lighting is weird. But when you can like slide your phone. So all my Just Plus stuff is on one screen. I don't have to like zigzag all through my phone to find things. It's all there. It's all in folders. So like I create a lot of my own stuff. So I have a folder for JP Creative, and I just go in there and like all the different apps that I use to create like flyers and events are all in there. All my cookbooks are organized under one little like folder on my phone. Charity Miles is in there because we do that as a team. But everything, Voxer's on there. The link to my virtual office is in there. So everything Just Plus related is on the same screen. So it's also helps it be super easy to navigate. Don't forget that in Voxer, there's a way to star a message. A way to stay organized in Voxer is to use that star option. And in case you guys don't know it, you can go into a message. It's just the lighting is a little off. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah,
Can you see
it's
it?
hard to see the screen a little bit because of the lighting.
So whenever you're in a message, there's a little caret on the side. For those of you who haven't seen it, just go in and play. If you press that caret, it takes you to a screen that looks like that. And you could just hit star and it'll add it to a folder that is like, there's a video that you really like and you want to hold on to, and it's like hard sometimes in Voxer, you scroll, but if you want to hold on to and capture that, you could just star it. And also if there's like an invitation to an event that's coming up, it's an easy way to save information as well. And also organizing your photos, that's huge. So in your photos, don't get lost in that. I know I have a picture of something I'm looking for in here somewhere. Create a folder in your photos for Tower Garden. So if somebody asks you, what does your Tower Garden look like? Boom, right here. Look, this is my Tower Garden. These are my kids eating off my Tower Garden. These are my tomatoes from last year. Like, it's right there at your fingertips. Yes, the star version, Greta, it's in the free version of Voxer. Is that what you're asking? Hold on, I didn't open your message. I have too many. I need to organize my notes. Use a free version of Voxer. Be aware that items in the star folder will expire after a short while. All right, well, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Thank you.
So that's more reason to create notes. To take them from Voxer and create the notes that
put them in a
your
note
phone. Yeah.
before you lose them, or take a screenshot of something. But definitely using your photos and not just like I know a lot of us take pictures of like salads or shred meals or stuff like that. Create a folder for all that positive messages you find online that you want to possibly post to social media. Create a folder for that. Like, it's worth taking the time when you're, when you have a moment, it's worth taking the time to just slowly organize your photos, because the amount of time it will save you in the long run is like, it's really beneficial. It's a worthy exercise. And that all being said, if you're a Post-it note person, just put Post-it notes up. I know a lot of people love to see things visually. So one thing I do is when I'm working with team and they're working towards a promotion, I just write it down. Like, I write it on a Post-it, I write their name, I write their FIN number, I write what they're going for, how many points they need, how close they are, the team members underneath them. Like, I kind of build it all out on a Post-it, and it goes right up on my dry erase board over my desk. And so I see it and I know exactly what we're working on. And that's a, you know, a nice way to kind of have a visual, but never underestimate the power of a Post-it note. And
Absolutely.
that's kind of, those are some of the things that work for me.
That was awesome, Jen. Thank you so much. I'm going to go back to gallery view so we can all see each other. Thank you, Jen, and thank you, Buffy, for sharing that. I hope that was helpful for everyone. I will say I am a Post-it note person for sure. And you know, when I stepped into this, I was working my full-time job and doing this at the same time. And I never quite developed an organized system for myself. That was one thing where I don't know why. I was just doing this business in the cracks of time. And so there definitely is benefit to kind of taking some of these tips that these ladies have shared with you and figuring out ways to apply it, you know, especially if you do have other things going on in your life, another job, family, kids, who knows how many hats we're all wearing, to just, like Jen said, take that extra step to get yourself organized. It might seem silly. We were like, oh, organizing pictures, but it really does, to her point, you know, it does save you time in the long run when you go and you get onto social media and you're like, oh wait, what should I post right now? I should post something every day. What do I post? Like, if you have an organized folder, it makes it a lot easier to do that, right? Mm-hmm. And for me, when I was walking into this and figuring out too, especially when I started transitioning to doing this more full-time, I thought, you know, how do I get myself organized? And I had to think about, well, what system did I have at my last job? Like, what system worked for me to stay organized? Because you may have other systems already in place for your current job, for other work that you've done that helped you keep organized, that you could figure out a way to translate in. And for me, that was a Post-it note system. I would end every single day before I left my desk at work, and I would write down kind of like my little checklist, to-do list of what I had to accomplish for the next day, like the people I needed to make sure I called, the events, you know, BEOs I needed to get out, whatever it was. I made a list, so first thing in the morning I saw it right there. And so I translated that into this business, right? So like a Sunday night or a Monday morning, if you need to, it's great to kind of, you know, print off that DMO sheet that Buffy led us to and go through it, organize. You know, if you can put names to it, if you know who you're working with, you've got your prospect list, your customer list, put some names to it, even to get yourself at least through the Monday, right? But if not, you have that visual, or write the Post-it note, or type it in Google Docs for the techies out there. Where are you, Marie? Right? So that when you start your day, you've got a little plan of action, right? Because again, whether you've got 5 minutes, 15 minutes to work your business, or you've got an hour to work your business, the more organized you are, the better you're going to feel, the more accomplished you're going to, you know, be in this business, and the more fun you'll ultimately have, because it's not fun when you're disorganized and scattered. And I know I've certainly been there, and it definitely feels better to be organized. So I appreciate these ladies taking the time tonight and share with us. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself, or if there's anything else you ladies want to add. This was excellent. I really appreciate this.
I wanted to add something really quick, Danielle.
Yes, please do.
When you have your customers, it's really helpful. So we always want to reach out to them before their next shipment, right? And make sure they're ready for their next shipment. So with the phone, scheduling on your calendar, you know, the proper, like, couple weeks before their next shipment is supposed to go out, or even a month before their next shipment is supposed to go out, and ask them, how are they doing? You know, you want to be in contact with your customers, but you definitely want to reach out to them before that next shipment goes out. Make sure they're ready for it. I've lost so many customers over the years because of that. You know, they would just get stockpiled because they wouldn't make it a habit, and I wasn't following up. And so then it was just, they were like, sorry, I'm not taking it. And there's just too much. So for me, putting it in my phone, okay, I need to reach out to this person. And you can have your Post-its and all of that, right? But if you're not, and so this was an epiphany for me that I just heard, and I knew it. I've heard this so many different ways, but for some reason, my brain was like, oh yeah, we write our to-do lists, and that to-do list sometimes just gets more and more added to it. If you schedule If you take that block of time, I'm going to reach out to Lisa today from 10 to 11 and or whatever, and you schedule those blocks of time, what it says on this planner, not just writing a list out. I mean, yes, you can check off that list, but if you really want to get it done and move yourself forward, you'll schedule it. That's what I have noticed with myself. So,
Absolutely.
and Jen, I want to learn how to make folders in my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of things we can do with our phones that we haven't even realized, right? But they definitely are handy tools, and you can do almost anything pretty much with this business from your phone, which is awesome, which just shows that you really can do this business anywhere, right? You don't have to have a desk that's all fancy and pretty. Certainly look at my background, nothing pretty going on here, but you can do this from anywhere when you have a phone. It's just about reaching out. So nothing has to be perfect. We just have to do it, right? Right, everyone? Right? Okay. This was awesome, you guys. We are just at time now, so this was so wonderful. I appreciate you guys again for sharing with us. I hope there was value to this. I will post the recording probably tomorrow for those that were not able to join on, watch the recording. And with that, thank you all for getting on. Happy Monday evening, and I wish you all an amazing night.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, ladies.
Good night,
That was
everyone.
awesome. That was great.
Very helpful.
Take care, everybody. Very helpful.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.